everybody. I'm back again after a hiatus. I've had an ear infection that's made wearing headphones virtually impossible. Well, not really impossible, just very uncomfortable, very painful, very undesirable. Not something I wanted. But I'm here. I'm here to repent for my sins. I'm here to play a game. Hold on. Oh, I should have. Yeah, okay. I had to. I fucking triple check all my. Yeah, YouTube. No, YouTube, stop it. I don't want to watch. I don't want to watch YouTube right this second. I'm on YouTube. I get YouTube notifications, and they're like, and everyone I follow on YouTube is like, oh, well, here's an E3 breakdown, and I'm like, I don't give a shit right now. Fallout 76, that looks okay. I heard they announced not Skyrim, Elder Scrolls 6. Don't know when that's gonna happen. Wasn't expecting that to happen. I thought that they would. I thought they were gonna ride the Skyrim wave till the fucking end of time. But I guess they figured that even they can't do that. Today I'm here with a game I love, a game from my childhood, and I think no other game is emblematic of my childhood more than oh god. I don't think any other game is as emblematic. God damn it. I don't think any other game is as emblematic of my childhood as Donkey Kong Country. Now, the fact of the matter is, when I was a youngin', I grew up with my grandparents, and they had an SNES. My parents grew up. My parents had it as my dad. He had an SNES as a teenager, which he had an SNES as a teenager. So my grandparents, who I lived with when I was a kid, they still had that SNES, and of course they had all three Donkey Kong Country games. And my grandmother generally would play the game more than I did as a kid. Of course, as I got older, that kind of flipped. If I had a way of... Because I've got that fucking Super Nintendo. I've got all the cords to it. I've got that game. I've got this game. If I had the means to really... If I had the means to, like, stream from that Super Nintendo, I would be doing that right fucking now. Instead of emulating. Oh, shit. Fuck. Okay. This is gonna be a much more laid back stream. This is what I should have test streamed instead of Sunless Sea. Sunless Sea is a lot more involved in this, I think. Like with this, I'm barely registering my hand movement. I'm barely registering what I'm doing with my hands. It's like I'm tapped in. It's like I'm tapped into the Matrix. It's like I'm there. It's like I am Donkey Kong. Hold on, let me turn this fucking light off. Like I have to do every single fucking time I stream. You'd think I'd learn. You'd think I would learn. You'd think the lesson would have stuck by now. Oh, you're streaming. Turn the light off so it doesn't fucking glare. Thank God I don't have a webcam for this, because my recording process is just a mess. Anyway, so truth be told, the second game is more. I lied. I've deceived you all. The second game is actually much more like what I would consider my childhood than this game. Don't get me wrong, I still fucking, like, this, like, all three of them were big parts of my life when I was, like, a little kid. And continued to be big parts of my life as an adult, as I grew older. I think I owe a lot of my taste in games to these games. Just because, like, I have a higher standard than I think well, not even necessarily a higher standard. I have a different standard than what I think most people do when it comes to games. Like, how do I put it? I don't know. I have a different standard. Sometimes, and like some people are like, oh well, I had fun with it, and it's like, yeah, but you could have had, like, me, I am critical of everything, which is a problem because sometimes it causes me to not like to it causes me to have less fun in my life. But it's just the truth. There are very few things I'm not critical of. This game is one of them. Oh, god damn it. Never mind. I am critical. This game sucks. That shouldn't have hurt me. God, okay. There we go. I have all the knowledge to get through this game pretty well. The question is, do I have the skill? It's been a while since I've played. Yeah, there are very few things I'm not super duper critical of, like, immediately. Like, I went back, okay, some people, they play games from when they were young, and they're like, oh, well, I just remember having fun with this, and that's all well and good. I went back and played Donkey Kong 64, which, when I announced to, I don't announce my streams to, like, people, I just announce them to, like, my friend group. Like, hey, I'm streaming. Like, it'd be nice if I... Like, the fact of the matter is, it'd be nice if I gained a following doing this. I just don't expect to. You dig? It's really just more of a... It's almost more of a, audio diary with video game visuals. Sometimes. But yeah, I went back and I played a couple years ago, back in 2016. I lived with my mother, and my cousin was living with us at the time, and he had his Nintendo 64 from, like, way back in the fucking day. Gosh darn it. He had his Nintendo 64 from way back in the fucking day. And he was like, hey, I'm not gonna play this, so... And I was like, oh, sweet. I've got nothing better to do with my time. It was a very dark period. It was a very dark time in my life. I didn't have a job. I wasn't able to get a job. I had been fucked over in I'd been fucked over in a lot of ways. But I don't want to get into that. But I played Donkey Kong 64 pretty much exclusively because I didn't have anything else. And oh boy, that game is trash. I adored that game as a kid. Went back to play it, and oh man, it's just not good. This game, on the other hand, I like to go back and play this one every so often. The whole trilogy, not just this one specific game. And each time I do, it legitimately surprises me how much I actually still like these games. Now, I'm not someone, when it comes to entertainment and media, and especially video games, a lot of people, especially people my age, are motivated to like something because of nostalgia. They liked something when they were a kid, and so when they see something that, like, reminds them of that, they're all over it. And that's fine. I'm no different. The only Kickstarter I ever backed was fucking Yooka-Laylee, and that game it wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. People talked way more shit about that game than it deserves, but I do have to agree to a certain extent, it does not adequately recapture the magic. And, like, I guess we're all idiots for expecting it to. And not just us, the consumers, but, like, Playtonic as a whole. Like, Playtonic 2. Playtonic is also a bunch of idiots for expecting it to perfectly recapture the feeling of Banjo-Kazooie, because there's no fucking way it would have. They aren't the same people they were 20 years ago. So, like, what did you expect? Of course it's not going to be the same. Of course it's not going to be as good. You're trying to force this square peg through the round hole. It's not going to work, my friend. The only way you can make this, the only way to make the square peg fit through the round hole is to cut corners. You can't do that. So it's not the game. They obviously tried. Yooka-Laylee is not Yooka-Laylee with a labor of love, and trust me, I can appreciate that. I like what the game. I love what the game represents. I just don't think it's that great. I just don't think it's a good game. I remember, anytime I think about Yooka-Laylee and the fact that it just did not live up to my expectations whatsoever, I think of that there's one quick line from one of my favorite animes, FLCL, or Fooly Cooly if you're a plebeian, where Haru tries to smack the robot with a ukulele instead of the guitar, and of course all that accomplishes is smashing the ukulele. So of course, I'm trash. I watched the dub first. Sue me. I like the dub. The dub's fucking great. Fuck you. I watched the dub, so of course the line is ukulele no good. Of course. I always feel like that's relevant. God damn it! I missed the O. Oh well. I'm not too hung up on collecting everything in this version of the game. With this version of the game, like, there's different versions. I mean, there is the GBA version, but not a big fan of the GBA version. Just for like technical limitations, because it was on GBA, the colors are fucking washed out. The sound's not as nice sounding. It's just not as good an experience, in my opinion. And I'm sure there's someone out there who, hey! And I'm sure there's someone out there who grew up on the GBA game, or the GBA port, remake, whatever the hell you want to call it, and thinks it's better than the original, and they're entitled to their incorrect opinion, but they are wrong. Make no mistake, they're entitled to their opinion, but they are factually wrong. That's just how it is. I mean, okay, so as a kid, I adored these three games. They'd been around basically since basically as long as I had been. The first one came out the year before I was born, the second one came out the year I was born, and then the third one came out the year after. So, it was something near and dear to my heart, even as a youngin'. And so, when I was like, oh jeez, I don't even know how old I would have been. 8? 9? Oh jeez, I don't know what year the GBA remakes came out. So the GBA remakes came out, and I was like, oh, well, maybe it will be as good as the original. So I got the second one on GBA, and I enjoyed myself. I think that was my first experience with a remake. I think that was like my first experience with a remake where I have played the original. And I liked it for what it was, but today I don't think I would enjoy the remake nearly as much. I mean, I didn't enjoy the remake as much as... God fucking damn it. And I mean, even at the time, I didn't enjoy the remake as much as the original. Because of a few reasons. One, I'm very attached to the soundtrack of Donkey Kong Country. Soundtrack, like, you want to get me emotional, play some good fucking music from an old video game. Even games I don't have, like, a particular emotional bond tied to, like Earthbound. don't have any fucking emotional ties to Earthbound. I like the game, but like it's nothing super duper special to me. God, I have legitimately never died that way. That is the first. You're witnessing history here, folks. I've legitimately never died that way in this fucking game. I don't even think you can die like that anywhere else. Or maybe you can. I don't know. So, anyway, I'm despite the fact that I'm like super duper hard of hearing, I'm big on sound. Sound is like one of the most important things to me in a game. How's it? Wow, I'm fucking garbage. Maybe it's because I'm talking. I don't know. I'm generally not talking when I play this game. I mean, I'm talking often and a lot and loudly and obnoxiously, so it should become second nature to just talk while I'm doing whatever the hell I'm doing. That's my phone. Go away, phone! Shut the fuck up, phone! Actually, that might be important. No, it's not important. Anyway, sound is like super important to me in games. Sound design, sound effects, music. It all forms a very, it's all very integral to my experience. Most of the time. Sometimes it's not. Very rarely it's not. Like if you've got, I call them popcorn games, where they're not, where they have basically no meaning. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you fucking Donkey Kong Country has like a deeper symbolic philosophical meaning, because I mean, I've seen the argument that it's like, oh, it's anti-imperialism because it's meant to be it's meant to be like the banana republics of the U.S. in the late 19th and early 20th centuries in the Philippines. And it's like, yeah, it could be a commentary on that, but it could also just be a fun game. It could also just be a silly game about monkeys and bananas. Which is how I choose to interpret things. Oh, so speaking of fucking, oh jeez. Oh, never mind. So fucking anyone who follows me might know. I don't know who follows me. I think I've only got like one comment. I think I've only got like one subscriber who actually comments on my stuff. That's not someone I know personally in real life. I don't know if anyone here is familiar with who the hell Jonathan McIntosh is. Jonathan McIntosh is a crazy person who tweets weird shit about games. And so Fallout 76, apparently it's like an online type of deal. I don't know. I didn't like Fallout 4, so I don't think I would. I'm not a fan of the direction Bethesda's well, there goes my frog. I'm not a fan of the direction Bethesda's taking Fallout. That's not to say that, like, okay, Fallout 3, good Fallout game. I don't care what people say. I hear people are like, but Fallout 3 is not a good Fallout game. Fuck you. Yes, it is. But Fallout New Vegas, I will acquiesce. Fallout New Vegas is better than Fallout 3, but Fallout 3 is a good Fallout game. Not just a good game, but a good Fallout game. Meanwhile, Fallout 4 is it's an okay game. Is it great? I wouldn't even say it's like a good game by itself. Like divorcing Fallout 4 from the Fallout series, which is very difficult to do. Because like my experience, the whole game was like, hey, check this out. Isn't it cool how Fallout this is? It's like, what are you trying to do? What are you trying to do to me? Stop. You're breaking my heart. Fallout is also very near and dear to my heart, and I might end up streaming Fallout 3 at some point. no promises. I still have to finish all the other games I've started. Dark Souls, Pokemon, Pikmin 2, oh jeez, Wario World. What else have I fucking started? Chrono Trigger. Chrono Trigger's gonna be... Chrono Trigger might be... No, I think Dark Souls is gonna be longer than Chrono Trigger. Because Chrono Trigger's not actually that long. If I have more tech... By the way, I went back, watched the fucking Chrono Trigger stream in its entirety, and I noticed the fucking glitch at towards the end. Gonna see if I can maybe get that to not fucking happen next time. But yeah, fucking Fallout 4 was not a good Fallout game. Fallout, I wouldn't even go so far. I'd go so far as to say Fallout 4 is not even that good a game. Like, yeah, they improved the shooting mechanics over Fallout 3, which, thank God. I will say that. At least, if Fallout 4 did anything right, it was improving the shooting mechanics. Because I don't know what the hell it is with Bethesda games and their combat. I read somewhere, someone once said that, like, combat in Skyrim is less like swinging a sword at someone and more like trying to whip them with a garbage bag. Like an empty garbage bag. And I have to say they're right. Bethesda games historically have not had very good combat. It's always felt very loosey-goosey. But Fallout 4, it was finally like tight. It finally felt like, you know, like a real game. But everything else was bad. Oh, not everything else. I enjoyed the crafting aspect of Fallout 4. I liked that you had to I liked that it basically made you collect everything because of the crafting mechanic. I liked the base building. I think that's about where my positives end. It had a decent story, I guess. I thought it was neat. I thought it was neat how your son would change, like how your son looked would change depending on what you made your character look like. I thought that was neat. I made my character a sexy dark-skinned woman, so my son was a sexy dark-skinned man. I thought that was pretty neato. Yeah, that's about it. Oh, character creation was neato. If they made like a real RPG where your decisions actually mattered and your choices for dialogue were more than just yes, sassy yes, and maybe later. Like, there's no real options in Fallout 4. There's no options as to like what kind of person your character is. Everything plays out, and I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that like Fallout 3 is the perfect embodiment of this. It's fucking not. Most of the game plays out the same way depending on your karma. But you can, but at least you had like real character. Like you had, okay. Let me refine my point here. So with, oh god. Sorry, I guess I'm a little sick. So, with Fallout 4, you did not shape your character. Your character was a character before you ever got a hold of them. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have, like, you are along, you're not there to roleplay. You're not there to make choices. You are there, you are along for the ride. It is a roller coaster, it was a wild ride, but at the end of the day, you're in the same place. I don't know. I'd have to go back and play Fallout 4 again, which I don't really have any desire to do. Like, I'd play Fallout 3 again, no problem. I'd play Fallout New Vegas, no problem. I'd go back and play Fallout 1 and 2. Those were great. I like those games. Fallout 1's pretty fucking Fallout 1 and 2, have not necessarily aged that great. What, kitty cat? What? Do we need water?
No, I just filled your water bowl.
What's up, kitty? Sorry, my child is demanding attention. What? What's up? What you need? Do you want attention? Do you want loving? Do you hear me talking and you're like, why are you talking to me? You're a good boy. Yes, you are. You're a good boy. Yeah, you're a good boy. Oh, that's your ribs. Scared the shit out of me for a second. I was petting him and felt, like where his ribs, like the bottom of his ribs, and I was like, oh god, is that a lump? No, it's not a lump, it's just his ribs. Shit! Alright. Shabam! God fucking damn it. So let's talk about Donkey Kong for a minute. For a hot second. What the fuck happened to Donkey Kong? Like, I know exactly what the fuck happened to Donkey Kong. Rare left, and Nintendo was like, oh, well, Donkey Kong's not really our character anymore. I read somewhere where Microsoft, when they purchased Rare, they thought that because they had purchased Rare, they now owned the rights to Donkey Kong. And of course, they very quickly found out that was not the case. Okay, so fucking I love Donkey Kong as a character, as a video game series, franchise thing. But we gotta talk about Donkey Kong. I see... Now, when I say that, I don't mean to say, oh, Donkey Kong right now is headed in a bad direction. I mean, it kinda is. Not because the games are bad. The games are fucking great. Donkey Kong Country Returns, fabulous game. Tropical Freeze, even better. Recently got a re-release on Switch. I wouldn't necessarily call it a remake. So, as far as like the quality of games is good. My issue at the moment is the quantity. Where the hell are they? It's been 4 years, Nintendo. What the hell? And on the one hand, I kind of get it. Because who the fuck is making Metroid Prime 4? That's not retro, is it? Shit. Yeah, that's not Retro, is it? Retro's not the one making the game? It's someone else. I don't know. As long as it's not fucking Team Ninja writing the story again, I'm fine. People shit all over Other M, and with good reason. The game... Here's the thing. I don't ask a lot for the plot to a Metroid game. Alright? I don't ask a lot. But what I do ask is, please, keep consistent with Samus's character. I don't care about, like, backstory or whatnot. I care about, like, how she's characterized. I care about, like, what kind of person you make Samus when you write a story with her in it. That is what I care about. And if you're writing fan fiction, I don't give a shit. But when you're making, like, video games that people play, I do give a shit. Stop it. I don't know. Team Ninja can't fucking write character. Team Ninja can't write female characters worth a shit. It's very obvious if you play any of the fucking Ninja Gaiden games, and then if you play any of the Ninja Gaiden games, it's very fucking obvious. They don't know what a woman is. So, like, it's always frustrating to me playing any game that they make. Which, like, I want to play the games they make because the gameplay is fun, but the writing is fucking obnoxious. Like, okay, if you can't, like, I acknowledge not everyone can write, like, not everyone can write, like, well-rounded dynamic characters. And not everyone can write multiple dynamic characters that are different from each other. That's not the issue. The issue is that, like, I mean, it kind of is the issue. But the issue is that, like, I don't know, play a fucking Metroid game. Get a feel for the character. Then try and, like, gameplay-wise, they had to have played one of the games. Did they pay attention to anything, though? It just frustrates me. Samus was written in a pretty misogynist way of, oh, the baby, and then, like, oh, I'm scared of Ridley, even though, canonically, and yes, Metroid has a canon, fuck you, I know I'm the only one who cares, that doesn't mean it's not there. Like, canonically, Samus had fought Ridley, like, a gorillion times by that point. It wasn't like, okay, it wasn't like OG Metroid, when it was like the first time she fought him since he killed her parents. But, so, it was, like, what's the deal? What's with the breakdown? I don't know. Samus doesn't have breakdowns when she sees Ridley. Alright? I'm not saying that Samus has to be like a perfect character who doesn't have any flaws and never is afraid and doesn't afraid of anything. But what I am saying is that Ridley is not something that Samus would realistically... I mean, the first few times, sure. The first time, oh my god, this is the alien space dragon that murdered everyone I loved and my parents. Like, okay, reasonable. The second time, Jesus fucking Christ, I thought I killed you, what the hell? Reasonable. Third time, you're just not gonna stop coming back, are you? Alright. Fourth time, alright, what the fuck ever. Like, you fucking what, mate? But no, she's like, oh, I'm scared. I've killed Ridley before, but I'm scared. I'm like, fuck you. And of course they had to have, like, the big dude character come in and be like, oh, it's okay, Samus, I'm big, and I have this gigantic penis, I mean machine gun. Like, really? That's where you're gonna take this? That's what you're gonna do? That's where you're gonna take this character? Like, okay. And, like, I shouldn't have been fucking surprised. I should not have been fucking surprised. I've played Ninja Gaiden. I've played Ninja Gaiden Sigma. Alright, they can't write female characters to save their fucking lives. Alright, Tecmo. Is Tecmo the one who does Dead or Alive? Pretty sure they are. I don't know. Cool, confident, badass female character. More like, this woman breaks down when she sees the space dragon. Like, I get it. I get where they're like, okay, I'm shitting all over them and calling them, like, misogynist, but, like, I kind of get... kind of get where the idea would come from. Like, okay, even if I was this super cool space person, even if I was super cool space ghost coast to coast, I would still be a little freaked if I saw the space dragon that murdered my parents. I get it. But, like, I also feel like I would freak a little less if it was like, hold on, because you've got Super Metroid. Hold on, I need Metroid timeline. Metroid timeline. Here we go. Let's see. No, I don't want, like, I just want a timeline of the games. I don't want a timeline of the fucking... Yeah, if we're counting the fucking Prime games. If we're counting the Prime games, which you might not. Then Samus has fought Ridley 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, this timeline has other M. I didn't even see that. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This would be the 6th fucking time. You see a giant... Okay, I get it. You see the space dragon that killed your parents the first time after it happened? Freaked. I'd freak too. The second time, I'd freak because I'm like, didn't I fucking kill you already? Third time, this is starting to lose its luster here. The fourth time, oh, you. Fifth time, stop. You're annoying. Sixth time, what even? What the fuck ever? I wouldn't even acknowledge you at that point. I certainly wouldn't, like, cower behind my big muscular man friend, who I secretly am lusting after. I did like some of the visual designs for other M, though. I think short-haired Samus is cute. God fucking damn it! What, kitty cat? I'm over here bitching about Metroid Other M. I'm over here bitching for way too long about Metroid Other M, and I'm like not accomplishing anything. All right. What, baby? What, kitty cat? Oh, I'm sorry. I picked him up wrong. Oh, you're gaining weight. You're getting tubby. I mean, you're not too tubby because I can still feel your ribs when I feel around for them. You're gaining weight. I mean, it's a good thing. You were like really skinny when I got you, so I guess it's fine. I guess it's fine. What you want? What you yelling about? Do you want attention? You got an issue? Or do you hear me talking and you're like, I want to talk too? Now he just wants me to put him down. Alright. Yeah, he's a good kitty. I love him to death. And he's when the new channel comes around, because if you don't know, not that anyone's watching this right now. If you don't know, in the future. If you don't know, in the future, I will be having a different, I'll have a different channel. Hi, kitty cat. In the future, I'll be running a different channel with a friend of mine, that friend of mine being Kyler, or otherwise known as Lurler, who has shown up a few times on this channel. He was with me during the Wario World stream, the Wario World stream and the Chrono Trigger stream, most recently. Which I would have had him, if he hadn't have been busy today, we would have continued and probably finished Wario World. God fucking damn it. Millstone Mayhem. Fuck. Alright, you big bitch. Alright, okay. Ooh, ah, fuck! Got this. Fuck! I got greedy! Ah! I got greedy, god damn it. Ah! I'm getting real frustrated with myself here. Maybe the frog will help me. I'm not too concerned getting all the Kong letters in this game. Mostly because, the Kong letters don't do a whole lot for you in this. Yeah, you get all 4, you get an extra life, hooray. It's not like Returns or Tropical Freeze, where you unlock, new areas. Oh, that's why I was talking about, Metroid. I remember now. Because I was talking about Retro. And what the hell is going on with Donkey Kong? It's not like they're working on something. God only knows what. But they're working on something. I think did they announce what the hell they're working on? Were they responsible for the Tropical Freeze port? Is he coming back around? No, I guess not. Well, you're a real American hero, Winky. Yeah, and you're not getting me this time. Pesky bee. Alright, that's okay. Yeah, fucking I'm done bitching about Other M. Last thing I'm gonna say about it is gameplay actually good. I liked the gameplay, I hated the story. I wish it hadn't have I would. And with Metroid, the story could be. Well, no, for that game it couldn't have been easily ignored, because I don't think you could just skip the cutscenes. Maybe you could have, I don't know. All I know is, I don't like that game. I like its gameplay. Its gameplay is great. I don't get why people bitch about the gameplay. It was a perfect blend of, like, 3D Metroid and 2D Metroid. I'm glad we're getting another Metroid game. Metroid's great. I love Metroid. Metroid. Is it meaningless yet? Is it meaningless yet? A little semantic satiation for you there. Where the fuck are these tires coming from anyway? Are there like gigantic vehicles around? I might beat this game this stream. I might have to rename this stream to just Donkey Kong Country the whole fucking game. Because normally my streams go for like 3 hours. That's about how long I stream for. It's just, I don't know, it's just become like the norm. And if I'm like sufficiently close to the end of this game, by the time I reach 3 hours, I might just continue until I beat the game. Like if I'm on the final boss at like 2 hours, 40 minutes, I don't care if it takes me more than 20 minutes to beat the... Well, actually, it shouldn't take me... It might take me 20 minutes to beat the boss. Fuck. Ah! Fuck. Fuck! There we go. Oh no! Oh, I wasted it. Oh, I didn't. Oh, oh, fuck. Not that it would have done me any fucking good. Shit. Alright, alright. Okay. Wait. There we go. I'm not gonna fuck this. I'm not gonna fuck this one up. I say as I proceed to fuck it up. Oh, so, speaking of Super Nintendo games being unreasonably fucking difficult, I watched Netflix's Castlevania series, and I expected to hate it because Konami cannot see. Because Konami cannot seem to get anything fucking right in the past, like, 5 years. Ever since, like, Konami can't seem to get anything fucking right in the past, like, 4 or 5 years. My timeline's off. I don't know. And the last good thing, like, okay, the most recent fucking Castlevania thing to come out was fucking Lords of Shadow 2. Not a good game. Not a good game at all. God fucking... Oh my god. I will say that this is an issue I have with Tropical Freeze. Not that I keep dying, but that, like... I'm gonna look like an idiot because I'm over here and I can't get through this fucking level. Tropical Freeze is too easy, even with like normal, without Funky Kong. Yeah, I've been playing it on Switch. God fucking damn it! Holy shit! Even without Funky Kong, Tropical Freeze is too easy. Like, I've got fucking 99, like, in my save file right now, I've got 99 fucking lives. I'm not running out anytime soon. Alright, I gotta be perfect. Shit. Ah, I didn't even get the end. Alright. Even with... Alright, I've got 99 fucking lives in Tropical Freeze, alright? And anytime I lose any, I seem to get, like, a buttload more. So, it's... Like, I mean, I die constantly. Don't get me wrong. Actually, now that I think about it, that's not really a complaint. Lives are outdated and are unnecessary in today's gaming, and they're really only there because they're a long-established thing. Mario Odyssey doesn't have lives. It doesn't need lives. Most games don't. Games don't, unless it's an arcade game, you don't need lives. It's just a stupid, like, again, like I said, unless you're an arcade game, you don't need lives. And if you are an arcade game, holy shit, you're alive. It's 2018. I recognize arcades do not have a purpose in, and like, I get, arcades don't have a purpose necessarily in, like, fuck, the American gaming sphere, because why would we go to the arcade when we could just play games at home without having to pay a quarter? They're big in Japan. I'm sure there's a cultural reason for that. I don't know what it is. I read somewhere that the reason being is that, like, arcades provide a place to have loud, noisy fun with your friends, and that's not really something you can get in very many other places. Well. Oh! Oh! Okay, okay. We have to be fucking perfect. Okay. If I can just get 2 fucking bananas. If I can get 2 fucking bananas. Okay, 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 okay. We have a little bit of a safety net. Not enough to, like, not enough to not be perfect. Alright. Oh. Oh. Okay, okay. Oh, oh, oh. Jesus Christ. Okay. Fuck! Okay. I'm sorry my commentary just kind of fucking disappeared. I'm sure you can understand. Alright, our safety net's fucking gone. And I haven't saved. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Oh! Oh! Oh, no! And I didn't save, so I'm gonna have to do the whole fucking game. Oh, 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 I would have cried. How could this happen to me? I made my mistakes. Life goes on. Oh no. Oh no. Alright, well. I think that's pretty indicative of how today's stream went. Stick around, I'll be back with a different game. Stick around, I'll be back with a different game. So, peace for just a minute. Peace out, home